I'm just gonna assume that it's okay. I had to adjust the camera. Thanks. No, yeah, I had to move the camera a little bit for the piano streams because the camera was like, okay, it's from here all the way like over here to the very side, and I don't have a good way of keeping it, um, setting it up correctly. With that said, I do have to put the music and everything else kind of all over the place right now. I didn't really plan this as correctly as I should have, but I think we're good to go. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of GTNH. It's been a little bit since the last time, only like what 3-4 days or something like that, because we did do that piano stream, and it took me 2 sessions to actually take care of the Ender Dragon. It took a while, but it was fun. It was a really fun experience, honestly. It was super difficult, honestly, and it'll be a while before I do it because it's a very invasive setup. I have to move the piano and plus change a couple of my other settings, so it's a little tricky to do that. It's also invasive for my wrists because it's not very ergonomic. And I was like, oh, my wrists started hurting, but they feel a lot better. It was just a temporary thing, right? But anyways, we're back. I'm gonna drink some water, actually. Okay, so I do have some good news. Even though I was doing the piano stream for the last 2 days, I was crafting a lot of things off camera. One of them is the UEV capacitor. This guy's ready. Super expensive craft. This one took me like a day. So the second day was spent actually crafting this, plus a couple other things. We even have access to UEV wireless energy hatches. This one is just a lot of research, but the actual crafting of the hatches themselves is not too bad. So I just went through the research off camera because I didn't want to show you guys. It's just very tedious crafting one thing and then researching it and then crafting another thing and so on. But another thing that I got, the most important part of this, by checking here, it's a bunch of goodies. It's the entire Dyson swarm. So that is ready. Got a whole bunch of achievements, but I basically just followed this quest over here. Oh, let me go down. I always forget which quest line I'm at. Yeah, this one. I'll take the swarm modules. So, yeah, I pretty much just crafted whatever this asked me. I did read up on this. I don't really know what else I'm going to need besides the minimum. It just says depending on whatever you might need more casing, so I might need to craft more of this, but these aren't too expensive. I guess we'll see whenever I actually set it up. But we're not quite ready to get it going. There's a couple of other things we need to do. And also let me put a trophy over here. That's just temporary until Allie shows up and gets mad at me. And sometimes I just gotta take a deep breath. Anyways. Wrong terminal, I'm not used to that. So, one thing we have to plan is how am I gonna power the thing? And there's 2 things I was thinking of. Cross-dimensional power using EU stuff, it's not really feasible. I don't really know how to say it. So I was thinking about like solutions to this. One of them is actually replacing this capacitor and putting it over there with the UHV one right there. So that's one of the options that I was thinking of. Another one is, well, actually no, that's just part of the solution. The other thing is to build another super capacitor. But one thing I want to understand is how the wireless power works. So I'm thinking what I'm just going to end up doing is shoving all the power from the Dyson swarm into the wireless network. And then I can start accessing it through wireless energy hatches. But for me to get power from the wireless network into our main net, like right here, all of this shenanigans, so I don't have to rip apart anything, I do need to understand how the wireless stuff is going to work. So it's going to take a little bit of reading that I should have done earlier, but we'll just read it here. So it says, when enabled every 6,000 ticks, the LSC will attempt to rebalance against your wireless network. So that number right there, 60 whatever, that's the number we want to look at. If there is less than 60 whatever UHV. So it depends on what this number is. So let me take a look at the UHV capacitor. So I think how it works is that every 6,000 ticks, so that number 60 times 10 to the big number, right? I think if you divide that by 6,000 ticks, you get that number, 10 billion. So I just want to confirm. So let me do the quick math here. 60, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That huge number divide by 6,000 ticks. And you should get, 10 billion per tick. So that's the number that shows up on the capacitor. Meaning how this should work, I multiply that number times 10 or times 6,000. And that's how much it's going to download from the wireless network. So because I don't really have that much wireless stuff, I think we're safe to just plug this in. So my understanding of this capacitor is that wherever I have the LSC, like right here, this number determines like how much it's gonna show up in the network and push to everything else. So I think the understanding was if my base consumes less than that number of power, 1 trillion, then we're okay. Because we won't ever have to draw that much power, which in our case is totally fine. And then I can swap that out with the guy inside. And then that capacitor, I'm going to build another one in the dimension I decide to build the Dyson swarm. And that's how we will get a ton of power. So I think the first step is to just build the Dyson swarm, get it going. And we'll see how to continue from there. So let's go ahead and set up one of those quantum, like a quantum ring setup. Yeah, I'm just gonna build another one here. Yeah, we're gonna have to learn how all of this stuff works, but I think once we get it going, it's gonna be really good. So based on the tooltip or the quest, it's gonna give us 337 billion. I think it's a tooltip that says that. It says it somewhere. Yeah, right there. Maximum output is 337 billion. That is more than 10 times the power that I currently have. And once I have that much power, man, I'm going to be able to do so much stuff. I think one of the first things I want to set up is the plasma mixer. Yeah, we need this guy to run. And it'll be a lot, like, pretty good whenever we get the Dyson swarm set up. So that's pretty much the objective for today, is get this guy going. It only took 2 streams and I totally forgot how to stream GT&H. I had a pretty good flow going and then the piano streams happened and now I forgot how I usually do this. Set up a quantum link paper. That's fine, we'll get back into it. But honestly, the piano stream was pretty fun. Appreciate everybody who decided to join that one. It was a very different thing for me. And I'm sure for you guys as well. It's going to take me a couple of... I honestly don't know how long, but... It's gonna take me a little bit to edit it. I'm gonna do like a voiceover sort of stuff, like sort of thing, and it'll take me a little bit to do that because it's out of my comfort zone. But I feel like it's gonna come out to like a pretty good video. So far, I do have like 30 seconds of edited footage, and that's it. But it's a start, right? Let's look at the dislocation inhibitor. Right here, right? Yep, my pit of stuff. It's like this, right? Yep, let's go. And then we'll put this guy right here. And then wherever I end up is going to be the corresponding guy. So I think I'm just gonna go. First steps is the first thing is actually to charge up the shuttle rocket. So another thing that I did was actually move the mothership at Horus, because the quest here tells me the one right after. Go ahead and complete it. The Dyson swarm does have a dimension factor that boosts its output, and the best space is Horus, which we're already there. But I had to move the rocket, the mothership over. It should have finished by now. This was like 3 days ago. But I do have to fill up the rocket. All right. Aside from that, not too sure what else I'm gonna. I guess we'll see whatever ends up happening. So one thing I need to keep in mind is that I have to be able to level maintain like 10,000 Dyson Swarm modules. Themselves are not too bad to craft. I just have to make sure I level maintain them. I also set up other recipes for it. There's a couple that I had in storage already. But yeah, this stuff was expensive, and I'm actually surprised I was able to craft it. The Transcendent Metal did actually take at least 24 hours. It took a while. But I'm glad to say that I was able to get it. And this is a good example why I need the plasma mixers. Because if I don't have enough plasma, then this really slows down. Okay. Okay, and I think we're good to go. I have oxygen. I have all this other stuff. I should be good. So we go to the mothership. And hopefully the mothership didn't bug out. It looks like it's okay. Yeah, I should be at Horus already. Yeah, I'm on Horus. So I just have to launch the rocket. I don't know if you guys remember the mothership. I'm so far away from the personal space. Should be everything, right? That's fun. It's a funny graphic. It looks all small. All right. And we go. I'll drink some water while this is launching. All right. And blast off. I'm excited for that piano stream, like the edited version to finish up. I only have 30 seconds of footage, technically 36, but it so far it feels pretty good. I was watching throughout the entire stream, and It's pretty fun. It was a fun time. I'm glad I did something like that. And who knows, maybe it's like the start of like a new kind of content. Yes, launch myself to Horus. Challenge runs, things like that, right? Don't look down, it's gonna cause some kind of stutter. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, oops. Was I not supposed to press space? Yeah, okay, I held space and it kept throwing me out upwards. I'm looking at the Y value at the top left of my screen. I guess I don't understand how the shuttle rockets work. Why is it bugging out like crazy? What's going on? Alright. Pick that up. Nope. Did I just hit it? Yes, I hit it. Alright. And then put it in my backpack because totally an entire rocket can fit in my backpack. Alright, so here we are at Horus. And of course there's going to be mobs, so I have to... What is that? Hang on, I have to explore. What is this? I have to see what this is. I didn't realize there's going to be structures here. Hello. You guys are fast. I have my quantum shield, right? Yeah, I'm fine. All right. As long as the quantum shield is up, then we should be okay. Oh, it looks like you're the normal trash that we're all used to. What are you trying to spawn? Evolved creeper. It's not very good. Okay. Oh, you know what this looks like? The dungeon from Twilight Forest. The maze. You can get entire nanite clusters from here. Look at that. Chionite? Not really used for anything, but I'll take it. Okay, well, I'm not really gonna explore this too much, but yeah, this totally looks like the Twilight Forest maze. That might be where it got its inspiration from or something. Smooth basalt. That's a cool looking block. Oh, tell Ali this is where... Oh. I didn't realize there's a boss fight here. Okay, that's sweet. I guess we got some dungeon loot if we ever needed that for some reason. Some mummy dust. What's that for? You can make chemical brown dye with this. Okay. Oh, sure. All right. Let me get out of here. If you fart, I'll sub forever. I'm not gonna sell myself out like that. But I appreciate the offer. Yes. How about a mouth fart? Does that work? You didn't specify what kind of fart. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just build high up and avoid all the mobs on the bottom. It's a cool structure, though. It's like entirely obsidian, it looks like. Can I go in here? Looks like, yeah, it looks like the entire bottom is like, it's all lava. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at my white valley. Get me out of here. All right. So I don't think it really matters where I'm gonna... Oh, you guys are seeing that, right? Things are spawning like crazy. Yeah, I don't think it really matters where I'm gonna spawn. So or put the Dyson swarm. So I'll just put it up top. And I don't think it really matters exactly where. So I'll just do it up here. Tell you what, I'm just gonna use exchanging, yeah. Hey, leave me alone. We're gonna build way high up in the sky where I don't have to deal with any mobs. What's the world limit? It's 256, right? I think 200 is fine. 200 is probably fine, yeah. Okay, and then I'll just use a chunk, whatever. Yeah, we'll go ahead and mark it with a chunk. Hey, Mr. Nibbles, what's up? We're setting up the Dyson swarm. I mean, I would if it just this paid attention to me. It always does that. Oh, you know what I should also look into is the mob repilator. So maybe I don't have to deal with mobs. $64, 256 powered, and this is an IV machine. Oh, it keeps going high. Maybe we'll just make that one because we're rich at this point. That's not too expensive, actually. Pretty cheap, actually. Yeah. Nice. Is that a quest? No. I'm getting into the habit of doing that. Just dropping things whenever I craft something because it might ask me for a quest or something. So how many chunks do you think I'll need? I'll do 3x3 for now. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Two, 3. Three should be right here. And the last one. Okay, then go ahead and claim all of you. Okay, so I have 3 chunks to work with. Nice. And I guess I'll put the connection to my AE2 stuff in the corner. And if I need it anywhere else, I'll go ahead and bring it out. I don't need this one. Wait, that's not how it works. I need the quantum ring instead. So this guy will be in the very corner. Not like that. And then I could have sworn I had an energy cell. I mean, at this point I am rich, so just and make the neutronium one. And also make sure that I have a warp over here. The warp will be like right here. Set warp Horus. What? I don't. Oh, I updated the pack. That's right. And I always forget to give myself op. Hang on, give me a second. Tmux attach. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have the neutronium cell. Plug that in, give it a jump start, and that's all you need. You know what, just in case. Okay, so now I have access to my AE2 network right there, in case I need it for anything else. Next up is to set up the monster replicator. I can always do that. Which honestly I think I do, right? Unless stuff doesn't spawn in this block. I don't trust it, so I guess what I'm going to do is actually plug in the replicator. And I'll do that with a... I'll set it up right now. So let's get the Dyson swarm going, but I don't really know how it's going to look like. Probably going to want a lot of them eventually, but wherever this goes is... We'll just say it's the first one. I forgot about it. I have to set up a quantum computer for this, don't I? Put it right there. That shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and set up the Dyson swarm, the first one, like right over here. So that is 1, 2. I think that's it, right? Just 2 this way. Yeah, all right. Do it. What are you missing? Okay. So it's missing a bunch of things. I do have to... There's a couple of things I need to craft. One of them is actually the power output. I didn't set that up. So if you think about it, this is going to be producing at most 337 billion. So I need a laser hatch that can support that much. The long-term solution is to use the energized dynamo. But where is it? Yeah, this one. But we can't really get this until UMV field generators, and we're a little far away from that because we can't make this yet without Shirobon. Which we're kind of waiting for eternal singularities for. So we can't do that yet. So I do need to use a laser. And I think the one we want to use... I don't think we can use the UHV because the max is 137 billion. So it has to be a better one. And I think the one we want to go for is the 65K UEV. Throughput for that one is 549. I'll do laser source hatch. Yeah. And corresponding target hatch for the supercapacitor. And I have to make sure that we always output the power, otherwise the machine explodes, apparently. And that would not be good, right? It might take a while to make this actually, because we're don't really have cosmic neutronium right now. It is crafting this though. Okay, so I think we'll be okay. All right. For now, I am just going to give this a random source hatch so I can finish the build, but I have to remember not to plug it in. Wait, what belongs there actually? The dynamo hatch, yeah. Just give it a random dynamo hatch for now. I just want you to recognize and then complete the multi-block. You're not going to complete the multi-block. Make another Dyson swarm casing then. Oh, this always happens. I know I have enough for bare minimum, but it's not going to want me to do it. Okay, this might take a while, so I think what I'm just going to do is... I'm trying to think about it here. Because you're waiting on cosmic neutronium, right? Yeah, let's go back home for a little bit, see what's going on. So what are you crafting? You're crafting Molten Infinity. And a whole bunch of it. Why? Where's this even crafting? Right, check Resplendent. Resplendent is the orange one, right? You have a decent amount of Resplendent, but let me check your stocking stuff. Oh, you know what I can do? Let's use a fluid terminal. So it's a little obvious now that, like, oh, we don't, it's the Resplendent, it's our lack of Resplendent catalyst, absolutely. But it's also a little obvious that the DTPF is a little slow, even though we have 4 of them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the plasma mixer going. So I just want to connect, well, actually all this, the plasma mixer recipes. So really just the Resplendent one for now. Just for now. And I just put number 3 right there. And then take the recipe. Oh, that's already out there. So if I were to craft the Resplendent catalyst again. I love I got tongue twisted her name, Chef Ski. Hello. It's going pretty well. We're just crafting the usual stuff here. Yeah, we might have a little bit of a bottleneck because I crafted so much stuff that I ran out of the Resplendent thing. So I may change the plasma type just to get cosmic neutronium going to finish all these crafts. Okay, there we go. So we do have a little bit of wireless power in the network. So I have some time to do this before I actually run out. So it should be fine. Hey, yo, thank you. It's been a while since I heard that. I forgot that I set up that alert so that it plays the accordion that I recorded a while back. Right now, I'm setting up the Dyson swarm. You don't know about it. It's this big old multi-block that it's pretty much a fancy solar panel. We'll be getting 337 billion EU a tick. Couple of things I need from it though. And that's one of them. Is a source hatch. And I'm looking for the 65K UEV one. Okay. Then what happens if I... Oh, it's because you can't go in the corner. That's why. Oh, now you give me a... Is that the reason? Yeah, that's the reason. Just started watching this from the start on YouTube, bro. Man, you're in for a wild ride. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's also like humbling for me to get reminded sometimes because it's been a long journey. The playthrough has really been approaching 2 years. No, we beat 2 years in December. It's 2 years and a month or so that this has been going on. And a lot of the reason why it's a little slow is I didn't really stream too much at the early parts of it until recently. Like October is really when I started picking it up. But it's not really a rush either. I'm just enjoying it. And there's been a lot of progress. Absolutely. It really has come a long way. I've learned so much about it. Okay. But yeah, I appreciate the follow and the subscribe to. I just saw that. Yeah, thank you. I also like to. Sometimes I do look at the older videos and I always cringe to myself because oh man, I've definitely changed. And the biggest thing is like how how do I say it? And the energy absolutely has changed. I wasn't able to like speak like just anything. That takes skill. It's tough. You just be able to say like literally anything. I don't need to do this. Okay, so something needs to be put there. Input bus, input hatch. Okay, so that means you need 2 of them. So you're going to be a stocking. Man, I got too many of you. And stocking input bus.
Gillis you.
Brian still doesn't know how to say skill issue, apparently, still. Alright, I got you, Killer. Yeah, it really is a challenge to be able to talk, and I feel like I've improved since then. I do watch like the very first episode, like, oh, like what the heck? Yeah, he really is. I ate pizza today, so I'm extra thirsty, thank you. Okay. Sweet. So I think you also need a optical receiver, right? I have too many of these. Just put like literally anything in there. I'm getting a whole bunch of quests by accident. All right. What else do you need? Is that where it goes? Optical reception connector. This one is a dynamo hatch. This is input and input hatch. I think that's all I need. It's only 3 different colors. All right, there we go. Okay, we got it set up, but there's still a little bit of actual connections you have to do before the thing works. Yeah, don't mind Killer. He's got something, and he has something with Killer and Terraria for whatever reason. There's gonna be a non-zero chance I play it though, but I can't promise you when. Man, I'm trying to edit the video. Yeah. Anybody that's new that wasn't here the past 2 days, I did stream myself playing the entire piano, or like I streamed myself playing vanilla Minecraft, but using the piano as a controller. That was a whole fun adventure that I had to deal with. And I have a lot of footage. It's 13 hours I have to look at. But I'm going to be editing it. Make it into like a little bite-sized thing. I'm going to aim for 30 minutes, but it's probably going to be more than 30 minutes because, again, it is a 14-hour session that I did. But that'll show up soon. I got a lot of little projects. But yeah, GTNH, absolutely. We got to beat this. It's only been running for like 2 years. It's about time. Okay, so one thing I need to do is somehow get computation here. And it says here, there's a whole bunch of numbers you can give it, and you get more power with more computation. But if you just want the max, just give it 10,000 computation or 100,000. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to go back home and compare to like my computers here. So I'm probably going to have to copy all of this and put it out there. So if I check here, I'm transmitting 208,000 computation per second. Each one is 52,000. So I just need 2 of these computers. So we'll go ahead and do that. Set this to copy, set mode, copy, clear plans, mark copy. And we're going to copy you. Forgot to do this off camera. The other option we have as well is uncertainty resolution if I don't want to be playing the little mini game, but that costs UFU fuel generators, and yeah, I don't want to do that, so we're not going to do that. Plan, manual, and go ahead and craft the plan so it makes me two of the computers. It's a little pricey though. Oh, it's actually very pricey. Oh no. And we'll see how long it takes. There's always other things we can work on. For example, another thing I should start setting up is the capacitor for this. So I need you. And this one is going to be updated to let me read here. I'm not sure if the capacitor tier is dependent on the glass, but I'm not even going to risk it. You're going to have UHV glass because that's going to be the UHV capacitor out there. So 41. Neutronium glass is... I have plenty. Okay. I just need to basically make the controller. But yeah, Killer's totally going to ask. I already know Killer. He's going to ask every day. Terraria when? And I'm going to sell out. Someday I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree to it. The interest is, I would say 50-50. It's, to me, it's another game. I don't really, it's kind of tricky for me to find interest in other games. Mostly because I prefer to play one game at a time. It's really hard for me to like play multiple games, transition between them. And Dead Frontier is like the rare exception. Even then, I don't like to really go between games too much. It takes away my attention too much. I think, at least. So I haven't really given Terraria too much of a thought. Oh, it'll finish. Yeah, it's not that expensive. This is still crafting. All that stuff is still crafting. Okay. Let's go back over there and start setting things up. I know it's something I'm going to have to play at some point. Also, I need to change my warp because I'm spawning inside the multi-block. The warp will be right here. All right. So where's this paste going to... Oh, I have the... Oh, you know what? Does it not work cross-dimensionally? It doesn't. Is there any way I can convince it to work cross-dimensionally? It doesn't look like it. So I guess we're gonna have to build it out there. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, just take that number. Should be 14, right? 16. Yeah. Yeah, I can totally cram 2 of the computers right here. And then the supercapacitor, maybe. Honestly, not sure where that one would go. It's going to be a little cramped, but yeah, I can totally put the computers right here at least and then power them up and maybe just go from there, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, capacitor's finished. That's at least to set up an area for the capacitor. And I think I'll put it over here. Yeah, we'll put it over here. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, like right there. How many drink checks am I gonna get? Hey, Ellie, that's the second one. I'm all for it though. I ate pizza earlier and I get thirsty when I eat pizza, so it works out. I'm not trying to sound like a complaint either. We're gonna use capacitor 7 and glass. Not that one. We're using neutronium. Yeah, I'm pretty thirsty. Honestly, you can probably hear it. I'm the kind of person that gets affected by dry mouth very easily. And it gets really hard for me to talk whenever that happens. Wire Factory has problems. Me to Wire Factory, you ain't special. I probably just need to put it normally. All right. So what kind of capacitors? I think I can put the. How does this work again? There is a minimum number of capacitors that I can use, right? Yeah, you can also use empty capacitor to save materials if you use it for less than half the blocks. So I'm not even going to try to read that. I'm just going to give it IV capacitors for everything else. All it really needs is that single IV UHV capacitor, and it's fine. Yeah. And these guys are super cheap. Can't make lapis screws? How dare you? By the way, nibbles, there's absolutely machines. Not 100, no, that's too many. There's absolutely machines throughout my base that I have no idea. Like, I completely abandoned them, and they're probably not even running because of maintenance issues. I know I have a lot of machines like that. We found a couple before. I just walk around the base and I see things like they're not even working. It didn't show you redeem was done. Okay. It was totally done. This is stuck because of mutated living solder, yeah. Okay. Just do that, and then give me the neutronium glass. And the dude in the middle is going to be the UHV capacitor. But before I put that, I have to get the UHV capacitor from the OG guy. But before I do that, I have to put the UEV capacitor, the good one, over there. It's a whole sequence of events we have to do. Physically incapable of putting a machine down without putting a wireless needs. Oh. I respect that. But what does that do? Why do I have one? Oh, for the drone center, that's right. I never really bothered with it past a couple of drones, and then I just couldn't make the drones and I gave up. Okay, I see what it is. So do you have like a sort of alarm that tells you, hey, this thing has issues? That's cool. I guess you can say one of the downsides of being able to use the auto repair hatches is that you forget about other ones that don't have maintenance. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. That's cool. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put that guy there. I'll go ahead and give this the laser target UEV hatch, the 35563. This one is a 549 billion. That should be able to cover the maximum output of this guy. And I'm also going to need 2 mirrors. One right there and one right there. No. One right there. Yeah. And then a bunch of vacuum pipes. And this is UEV power. So colored purple. Like that. Okay, I just need to wait for this to craft, and that means I have my quantum computers. I do have the controllers at this point, though. Do I? What was that? Was it a meteor? Or a creeper or something? What happens? Also, look how wild things are spawning down there. Is that what's happening? Like spawning fast and they're like, nah, never mind. Oh, yeah, that's totally what it is. I mean, the whole place is chunk loaded, but just in case. I'll give it a monster replicator here. So I'm just going to do this here. So I'll just get a P2P. Connect this right there. And then get a transformer. Something that steps down from cost 65,536, not that much power, but it's a UVT machine, so just give it transformer here from UHV to UV. I see you, I see you. Let's go. How come you don't want to knock yourself off the place? Get out of here. Get out. Alright, fine. Okay. Step down. No, I need to have the input there. Input UHV. Put the replicator right there. And then tell this guy to connect to the global UHV power that I have set up everywhere. That one. Right. Double check that that's actually powered. Yes. All right. I guess it was like daytime the whole time until I started building this stuff, but that replicator should help me not deal with any mobs. All right. Anyways, so I have that stuff going. Yep. Quantum computers, I do have to set those up. Let's go ahead and do that. It's a shame it doesn't let me copy paste cross-dimensionally though. Does it? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and put those guys starting right here. So I need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I just realized this basically looks exactly like the Tesla tower. No, I wanted to face the other way. Like that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. No, I'm pretty sure it's the first two, right? Or not. The computer racks, I don't exactly remember. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let me double check here. The quantum computer. Turn that off. Yeah, the first two. I guess it'll complain to me when we can always just go back home. See how the original one is built. These guys. Oh, it's the one with the heat fans. Okay. Okay. So it's these guys. All right. Let me put a computer rack on there. With this one, and then each one is going to have a BioWare mainframe and a super coolant, or what's it called? Cool something? Cooling cord. Yes. Okay. And then we do copy and paste. And they should all have the BioWare mainframes and the cooling core. Let me drink water. Okay. And what else do I need here? You also need a maintenance hatch. At least I think you do. Yes, has problems. Does it? Yes, you do. And a uncertainty result for X, which is everyone's favorite minigame trying to get this thing to work. And I'll also need a 64 amp dynamo or 64 amp UV energy hatch. And I'll put that back here. Yeah, right there. And then I also want this to be the optical transmission connector. Like that. And I think that's all you need. Has problems. I'm pretty sure it's because it's too uncertain. Yeah. Oh man, here we go. The minigame, I don't think I'll ever understand. It honestly feels like to me it's just clicking right. Oh, okay. That worked out. I'm not going to complain about it, but we have that going. Another thing was to set the overclock ratio and the overvoltage ratio. I forgot what those numbers were. Let me go back. $1.89 and 1.58. The computation produces 52,000 and the Dyson swarm accepts max 10,000 or 100,000. So 2 of this should be enough. And there's a couple of other things that I need as well. I'm gonna get a 64 amp UHV dynamo hatch right here. And plug that into this capacitor over here. Like that. And then connect another P2P network to it because I need the extra power so that I can power those supercomputers. It's such a mess down here. Who did this? It was absolutely me. I did everything. So I'm going to call this guy. No, set this up to be GTU UHV power 3. And then that's the one I'll connect to for the other power stuff. 64 amps. That should be enough to power the 2 computers because we're only going to spend like 64 amps of UV. That's all that's needed. And this time I should be able to do the copy paste thing. Like that. No. Clear the stack. Mark paste. Put that guy right over here. You're missing computer casings. How dare you? So what I also need to do is give a optical reception over here. And I think that's it, right? Yeah. And then connect you like that, and you like that. We're gonna give it purple power because I feel like it doesn't really matter what color it gets though. Think that's everything that it needs? No. Right there. Okay. And then everyone's favorite minigame. Hopefully I get it as fast as I did last time. Okay. I'm on a roll here. I never get it that fast. And then set the values to whatever I told you last time. What was it? 1.89. And 1.58. Okay. And then I can always plug in the power over here. Okay, and now put the power right over here. Nope, not like that. Right here. And right there. Okay, and let's get a transformer down. And it accepts 16 amps and outputs 64 amps. No. Am I gonna have to do it twice? Is there a different transformer I can use? No. So 2 of these? I think so. Alright. I would just do this. Input UHV. Input UHV like that. Whenever I get the wireless power network going, I can always replace this with wireless dynamo or wireless energy hatches anyways. So that this part is temporary. And double check this UHV. UHV, step down to UV. That's a UV energy hatch, UV energy hatch. I think we're okay. So right click U, connect this to UHV power, number 3. UHV power 3. That one. There you go. Yeah, output side UHV power 3, UHV power 3. Double check with the scanner. You have power, and you have power. No explosions especially. That's really the important part. And then turn it on. Okay, so how do I know I have enough computation? I can just look at this. You have 104 computation per second. That works out. That's all you need. Because max you can accept 100,000. So that's okay. That's funny. There we go. Next step is to start supplying this with gelid cryothium. So it says here it needs 3.6 million liters of cryothium every hour. That's a weird number. Why hour? I'm always used to second. But we have 20 billion, so I'll just trust that we have enough. Oh, you don't work with. Oh, yeah, you don't work with drops. There you go. Okay. And you also need the drones, but before I turn the thing on, I want to make sure that my capacitor is actually working. Because otherwise, one of the problems is that if the dynamo hatch gets full, the thing explodes. And I don't want anything to explode here because this stuff is all expensive. But I think that's everything we need for it. I just need to get the capacitor in here. So we're going to have to do a little bit of a hot swap. And potentially shut off our base for a couple minutes. Which is never fun, but just in case, set up a backup. I usually don't do this because I trust that my base isn't going to explode, but you never know. I'm going to drink water here. You ever drink water funny and you start coughing? That's totally what happened. I hate when that happens. Alright, okay. Backup completed. Alright, so we have to do a little bit of surgery here. The first step is to replace this capacitor here with this guy. Now, I don't know if it's actually going to build. Because I didn't think about the glass. Let me just triple check that nothing is going to fall apart if I don't have the right glass. Okay, glass shell has to be tier -3 of the highest capacitor tier. In other words, UV tier glass should be the best one. Because if I check the supercapacitor availabilities, it goes as high as UMV -3. Should be the UHV glass, but okay, we should be fine. Okay, so we have this guy with the power. And then I have to go back to Horus. Oh, let me double check here. We have a lot of power in there, 4.8 times 10 to the 16. That's a big number. I'm not even going to tell you what that number that is. These numbers get so large that they're just imaginary numbers at this point. They're so huge. Okay, and then I need to connect this guy over here. Like that. And you're going to need a main attach right there. And then turn on. And I also want this to be on wireless mode. Yeah, I know. Okay. So the maximum power, this has basically the maximum power that it's going to want. And any excess power that I give to this is going to be shoved into the wireless network. So this number is the one we want to look at, 3.27 times 10 to the 17. And if I turn this on, no, I have to give the drones here. Let me check if there's anything else that this needs. Double check laser source hatch. And then laser target hatch. And this should have a ton of capacity. Yeah. Try it. Average EU in 19 or 10 billion, it looks like. Is it getting all the power? How much power is this generating? Current output is 12 billion. How come you're not giving me 300 billion? It might be because of the number of modules. I think I need more modules. Yeah, outputs that many modules up to 10,000. Okay, so I need more modules. Okay. So make me 10,000. Give me this many modules. I don't know how expensive it's going to be. I was going to keep complaining about missing things because all my buffers are messed up. We have to just keep trying until it works. There we go. So how atrocious is this? Infinity ingot. Not too bad, but I think we're okay. If I check here, like really the main concern is this able to push all the power into our main net, into the main wireless power? And I think it's okay. And that's what the backup is going to be for anyways. So really the main purpose of this capacitor, it's just to push into the wireless network, and that's it. And then I can say that the other one, the network over here, or this capacitor here, this main objective is to request power from the wireless network in case it needs any, and it keeps it stocked over here. Mm-hmm. Believe that is what we want to look at. Wait, I think I have to turn on wireless mode, right? Yeah, do that. Yeah, okay, I have to turn on wireless mode. We'll try that. And hopefully it doesn't destroy my base. This number over here, 3.69, nice. That's what we want to look at. This number is just something, I don't even know. Passive loss is 100 million EU a tick. Oh man. Well, that's fine. We're now generating billions of it. Okay, so what I need to do next is go ahead and craft level maintain a lot of modules, this stuff here. And I want to be able to craft 10,000, like store, maintain 10,000, and also craft batches of 1,000 at a time. No, not 1,000. No, it's too much. Let's try that. This way the power should maintain itself. Now, one thing I have to keep in mind is, am I able to even craft this much stuff? For the most part, it looks like yes. Because I think how it works is that like a max of 64 modules are destroyed. So you don't really need to make that many modules once you get this going. Yeah, the number is 64. So you need 10,000 plus 64 every hour. That's not a lot. That's basically one craft every hour, which is... It looks like a lot, but no, it's not. It doesn't really use expensive stuff compared to other things. So I think I'm going to cancel this, actually, and let the level maintainer do its work. So that it crafts 1,000 at a time, and it won't really request as much. It's still very expensive, though. Okay. I think next step, if we really want more power, is to keep an eye on these modules. Make sure that they're not taking absolutely forever to craft. I don't think I need this either. Let's go back and see what's going on over there. Not Forest. Horus. Even then, the output is 12.9 billion consistently. That's pretty good. It's not as much as our reactors, or the NAC reactors, but that's only with 381 modules. We don't even have that many in there. And I'm guessing at the end of the hour, it consumes 64 of them. That's really good, actually. Okay, cool. And we also have to maintain the power for this, but I think we're okay with that. Sounds good. Nice. All right. Is this chunk loaded? That's also important. All right, I think we're good. Let's go back home. Let's see what we can do next. And I think it is just taking a look at how to speed up the Dyson Swarm modules. So a couple things we need. Organocin, it looks like the fusion reactor is still a bottleneck. So I think the next major step is taking a look at more fusion reactors, specifically the Mark V. Let's do that next. That's the next major goal. I need that. And we're going straight to compact, by the way. How expensive is this? What am I missing? A couple of things. Dense hydrogen plate, that is circuit 9. Okay, so I do have another thing I want to take a look at. Is starting to use wireless energy hatches. So this machine is safe because this recipe is UIV. But the bending machine we have here is running UIV power, so it's okay. But anywhere that I need to upgrade to a higher tier of power, I want to start using wireless energy hatches. That's the whole reason I did this. It's going to save us a lot of space and time. Not resources, though. That's a lot. Yeah, okay. Okay, so dense metastable, it's circuit 9 as well. And this is where it's going to get expensive. So I need to research the advanced fusion coil next. Man, this stuff's expensive. And I think in our little path of progress, after I get the compact fusions, I'm going to work on more DTPFs. I think I just need a lot more. And we can also increase the parallels of this guy. But plasma is absolutely our bottleneck right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the recipes, these guys, take these out, and put them here. So prosaic catalyst is circuit 2. Yeah, circuit 2. Probably don't need to make it in that big a batch, but that's fine. This is a crude, circuit 1. And then this one is exotic, right? Which is circuit 4. And there we go. This is where all my plasmas are going to be made right now. More parallels? I hope. We're doing 256. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea, but it's going to consume so much power. I think it's going to be like 2 point something trillion power or something like that. But you know what? Maybe that's too much. I know it's going to eat all of our power if I keep it like that. Yeah, we'll just keep it at 128 for now. All right. And down the road, I am going to have to decommission these machines for more space. I also forgot there's a lot of space over here for whatever. For shenanigans. All right, what's broken here? Blast furnace is stuck on something. Another thing I want to look at actually is crafting proxies. And I think I'll start here with the blast furnace because I've noticed that sometimes when I have this kind of arrangement, they don't always get shared. So I do want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to at least copy that, and that should improve our blast furnaces by a little bit. So let's start off with 9 of these guys. Lots of crafting, but we'll get through. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm thinking that these drones are going to be an overnight craft. I'm just gonna rely on whatever we have right now. We won't be burning through all 300 right now. I'm gonna disable it because we need our base to do other stuff. And then whenever this actually kicks in, and that's when I can even change this to 2 crafts. Let's do that. Yeah, 128. Because each craft is 64. So this is an overnight craft for sure. Because we need our base to do other things in the meantime. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay. What are you stuck on? Are you telling me you want to be upgraded? Because I will. How many hydrogen coils do I have? I have enough. Let's do it. It's just a minor upgrade. The other cool thing like about using the wireless power is that it makes the spamming multi-blocks a lot easier because then I don't have to worry about wires. So it makes things a lot more compact, and I feel like that's really when the whole multi-block spam is going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. If you redeem it, I'm going to drink water again because I'm mega thirsty. So if I look at fluid extractors, for example, I want to start spamming things with wireless hatches. Every coil tier gives 10% speed bonus, so I just gave this 20% speed bonus. That's pretty good. And U discount. You know what? Another thing I should look at is a solenoid superconductor. Should definitely upgrade this. How far does it go? UMV solid superconductor coil block. Okay, I can still go. Yeah, let's do it. We might as well. While we're waiting for things, we can always just do some research. Favorite activity.
Alright, one more drink.
Speaking of drink, I've been like craving sour pickle beer. I haven't been to the grocery store yet, but I might go like soon. Sour pickle beer would be pretty good. That's researched instantly. I got you. Okay. Can I craft you? Yes, sour pickle beer. Trust me, it's good. And how atrocious is the pink one? It's just a little bit of transcendent metal. It's not terrible. Where did you get that? Let's make one. Oh, there's still some stuff I need to make to solidify you. Long rod. Sir, sit still. I like the transcendent metal stuff because it keeps moving all over the place. Bend 2. Nether star fluid pipe. Is that a normal pipe? That's a normal pipe, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then 2x superconductor wire. What is this? Oh. Okay, don't show up. This was supposed to be Ass Machine 2. No, but how does she get Terraria out of sour pickle beer? And this guy is stuck on something. Why? No, that's why. Give me my achievements, and then let's go ahead and research this man. All right. Put that guy over here. And I'll go ahead and make a recipe for the pink thing. Honestly, I totally get that. The most random things remind me of the most random things. Like sour pickle beer. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. Well, as soon as you told me to drink, it's that word, drink. Bending 2. Large neutronium fluid cell, that's circuit 1. Also known as AS1. 2x superconductor wire. AS2. Craft the pink thing. Draconium ring is extruder. And there we go. I'm not going to craft it right now. Well, actually, how atrocious is it to improve my fluid react? Oh, I don't think I need to actually. Not really. Just in case. How much is it do I need to do this? The next tier is the last tier, but we can't even craft this until we get UMV parts. Which technically we can, except for... No, this one we can. Well, maybe not the superconductor UMV wire, actually. Yeah, we're not there at a UMV assembler just yet. So no, never mind. I'll wait a little bit for that, but how much for an upgraded 7 of you? So how annoying is it for me to craft 7 of these? It's possible, but it's expensive because transcendent metal is not cheap. Yeah, you need 1100. Nah. We're not there yet. We're not at a point where I can produce transcendent metal very quickly. Not yet. We're almost there though. Where am I trying to look? No valid recipe, right? Yeah. Input proxy. Something finished up here and I already forgot. Oh, it was this guy. Just getting achievements. I've been getting into that habit whenever I craft anything. Just drop it on the floor, pick it up, and you're going to get an achievement. Gotten so many achievements today just doing that. Especially for the energy hatch. I've gotten an achievement for every single one. Dang, our computation's fast. Yeah, our computation sucked at the old setup. Okay. So that means I should be able to craft you. And then put that in the S line. Right there. Right there. So how atrocious is it to craft just a computer? We're not going to craft it right now. I just want to see what it costs. Molten Neptunium. Why? For what? Oh, it's for the fusion coils. So how to get Neptunium? XP parts are crashing, or declining. I think I have to make the plasma right and then cool it. Yeah. Can't do this recipe, so I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I'm fusioning it right there. And then vacuum freezer it. Okay. Rugnor plate. Am I making Rugnor already? Yeah. So I just have to solidify it. It might also be an off event thing, because a lot of people play during the events, and a lot of people also end up getting like max level, and so they're all like, "Wait, I kind of want experience parts or experimental parts," and then they all start selling. At least I'm pretty confident that that's how it's going to be. Okay, we can totally craft it, but that's an expensive craft. So I'm not going to worry about that. There's a couple things I really should work on, though. Another thing, actually, is our PCB boards. And also actually setting up the upgraded method of doing our circuit assembly. I know we've talked about this before, but this method of crafting circuits is very inefficient. And there's totally a way I can take advantage of every single machine here for every circuit type, instead of like a couple machines for a couple circuit types. And it's pretty much just copying what I did over here. So the plan is to set up some way to do like a centralized collection system that takes in all the items for a certain craft, and then it distributes them throughout all the machines using stocking buses. And I think that's what I want to like get into. So that's probably the next step, because I really need you can see here that that's one of the bottlenecks as well, is crafting circuits. Beamline is actually getting a little slow, but not as slow as crafting circuits. This is also another bottleneck. So two big bottlenecks we have is, let me cancel that actually, is how fast we're crafting circuits. The circuit assemblers are a little slow, and the fusion reactors. Bottlenecks left and right. Let me drink water. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to take a look at that. So I'm not going to touch it. I think I'm just going to make a new setup, like a new system, and slowly transition to it. And I guess we can use this empty space over here as a starter area. Yeah, we'll try it. So here's the general idea that I want to do. It's going to be first of all, a dual interface. Right? It all starts with getting the items from the main network. And that'll be right here. Let's go ahead and bring a wireless connector. At this point, everything's just becoming wireless. It's so cool. Just connected right there. And I'll go ahead and connect it to whatever hub. I think this hub over here, there's nothing connected to that one. Get out of here. But this one has a bunch of channels connected to it. So connect it like that. And this is going to have a single cable going into a double. It's actually going to go into multiple. I need to see how this is going to work out. So the idea is to pretty much store all the items separately. store all the items in like separate locations. Basically copy this, but instead of this system going into one machine, it distributes into all the machines instead. This way I can take advantage of the fact that I have 40 of these guys instead of like only 5 like usual. Parallelizing is absolutely how you beat this game, so I have to do that. It's going to look a little weird though. And I think one way to prepare like future proof is to get into singularity storage. Or maybe not even singularity storage, but quantum storage to start. So I need a couple of quantum storage cells and the quantum fluid storage. Yeah, this one. So let's try to craft you. I need to set it up over there. And let's go over there. "16 channels. I think I'll just set up a new area over here for the crafting tables. So I just need to put an interface there. Wrench goes up. Then I make a pattern for you. Put that there. And I call this fluid quantum storage cell. Then a crafting table like that. Then a conduit. And that's pretty much it. I also need to connect the dense fluix cable over here like that. And there we go. That's good to go. Okay. So I'm pretty much just going to duplicate this. I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one of you. So I need one of you and 6 of you. Oh, and I realized, no, I can't really do multi-purpose because they're imprinted with only one kind of wetware, like one kind of circuit. So I can't really switch between different things. So it's still going to be a little generalized, but it'll still look a little neater. So I have an idea of how it's going to look still. Yeah. But it's becoming obvious. I need to make ZPM circuits, LUVs, these guys, BioWare circuits. And I'm also thinking the opticals, these guys. Everything else I'm not really going to mess with right now, but these guys absolutely I do want to upgrade them. Yeah, they're going to need to get upgraded. Especially the LUV ones. LUV, I use a ton of LUV circuits for whatever reason. And BioWare circuits, I can actually make them a little cheaper, but I'm going to wait until I get more Hypogen going, because that's what this costs. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I'll go ahead and call this first one L. Or actually, I'll just do this. Wetware processor. We'll do that. Chances are I'm going to move it. I just want to get like a proof of concept going. And all you need to do is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is really just me planning how I'm going to build this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then I need to have the dual interface. Another one. Put that there. And you don't actually need a blocking card if it's only going to do one recipe. So I'm not going to worry about a blocking card. But you do need a blue cable. Right there. Maybe even a different color. No, then that color's fine. Yeah, we'll choose a different color. Do white. There's a reason that I want to do white. No, yeah, white. Okay. Singularities. That's not crafting correctly. Let me check. I didn't set up the recipe, that's why. There we go. Okay. And then you have one of you. Let's get my priority card. That's I forget what it looks like right here. Try to remember how it works. Shift right click. Set this to 0. Oh, to -1. Apply priority to targets and decrement by 1. So we want the first thing to go. The first one, this one's going to be 0. And then 2 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one should have -5, and the first one should have 0. Second, -1. Yeah. This one doesn't matter because it's the only fluid one. And this is enough channels to reach all 7 of you, so I just give you a neutronium anchor. Like that. And there we go. So if I wanted to craft something, it would be able to push everything into here. This is going to store all the items. And then we have to figure out a way to distribute everywhere else. So the next step is to get a set of storage buses. The fluid one might be a little tricky. So I need to think how I'm going to do this. Because from what I remember, fluid storage buses don't really work correctly. Let me see if I can show you an example. Yeah, okay. So let's say I have a fluid terminal. And I'll put that guy right here. And then I'm going to put some kind of fluid. Oh, this is already 8 channels. I can't do that. Okay, that's fine. I should be able to put some fluids in here, though. So something like, I don't want too much fluid, so give it like 1 or something. I'll get like literally anything. So let's say I put like a fluid in here, right? If I put a storage bus onto here, here's the other question actually. Yeah, no, let's try this. To get another anchor. Let's have any cable. This is mostly just a science experiment. I want to see what this does. And I want to be able to read the fluid that it has in here. Does it actually work? Yes, it does. So if I take this out, that should work. Okay. So a fluid storage bus should work. I guess here's hoping, right? Go ahead and connect the storage bus there. And regular storage buses on the other ones. Don't know why you're not stacking. Just like that. And then for me to connect to these guys, I will connect a bunch of wires like that, but they all have to be a different color. And I'm going to organize from top down, starting at red actually, because black is our main network. Blue, purple, cyan, light gray, like that. And then have a wireless connector corresponding one to each one. Okay. We get a bunch of wireless connectors. Do that. But then we color them to the same color. And then if I want to connect them anywhere else, I just have to basically just get all of these connections and connect them like this. So this is kind of like a little template sort of thing that I want to try first. Be a little interesting. Yeah, we'll try it. It's going to be weird, but I like weird. Okay. Next thing I need is a bunch of controllers, actually. So ideally, I'm going to have a lot of controllers doing all of this connection stuff. But actually, would I have one controller for each of this? Trying to think what's the best way around this. Maybe one for each. The other option actually is to have a general purpose where everything gets pushed into here and hope and pray there's no conflicts. How would that work? No, that would not work. Well, no, it's possible. I'm curious. That might work, actually. Yeah, that might work. But I would need a controller for every individual one of these. Let's make a bunch. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try something. I need a neutronium controller for mix 7. Still crafting the proxies. Oh, they got stuck. Why? no idea. Try crafting them again. Circuit assemblers acting a little funny. That might have been what it is. Okay. So this guy's still crafting. You gotta speed up. Why are you crafting one at a time? A little slow. How's our power doing? I kind of forgot that we set up power today. It's doing okay. It's doing fine. Right. Proxies, I'll set them up later, but I want the controllers. That's enough controllers. So I would have a controller. Can I change the color of these guys? I don't think so. So this is considered. Don't even know how that works. So that's considered two different controllers, right? Like if I connect you, you break yourself. Yeah, don't do that. So I need to have 8 different controllers in different, like somewhere. It can literally be, it would be anywhere. So just for now, this is just for experiment's sake, I'm gonna put them like this. And if I need more, I can just add more. And I'm gonna add a hub to each of these. What is that? Gregtech error coin. Okay. That's enough hubs. Go ahead and connect like that. And then pretty much just connect all of them correctly. And also just to mark it, actually do this. Did I mess up? Brown, down, purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have too many. That's what it was. Okay. And then go ahead and wireless connector over here. Queuing mode. Do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Shift. Bind. Bind, 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 and bind. And there we go. Okay. So if I want to connect them to a machine, like a circuit assembler, and I guess I'll try it with one of them. We're going to set up a whole, I'm basically just going to steal a circuit assembler just to try it out. Yeah, we'll steal a LUV. Looking for wetware, right? Yeah, this one. I'll just go ahead and steal this one. It's got to be a proof of concept. Go ahead and move it. It's not going to be here at the end. I'm going to be decorating it. I just want to show you guys where my train of thought is right now. Put it right here for now. Okay. So right now this is the wetware processor, right? And I want this all to be pulling. The output bus is going to be connected to another network to go back to storage. And this guy is going to be right there. Okay. So all I would do is have more wireless connectors. I need a couple more of you. It's going to be all wireless connectors. So one right here that goes back to main storage somewhere. Don't really know. Heck, I can even have it connected to like another one over here. And then this goes back to right here through a storage bus. That can also be done. Okay. And then I'll also copy the colors. So this one goes to red. Like that. Make sure nothing is actually touching. And then we use the connector. Queuing mode. We go top down. Bind mode. Top down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't misclick because that's going to ruin everything. Right there. Okay. So now technically all of these connections are online because you don't actually need a wire. And then I can totally give this a UEV wireless patch right there. Our first use of a wireless hatch. Okay. I'll connect that later. I just want to give you an idea of what I'm trying to do here. So if I try to make a wetware, I think it's called LUV circuit, right? Yeah. Take that out for example for a little bit, and I'll put it right here. So if I try to make a wetware processor, if I try to throw that in there, what happens? So I can double check the circuit crafting here. Do you have everything in there like correctly? So you have that's the next one. Oops. You have the cuprate wire, neutronium bolt. The fluid should be right here. And if I check something like the fluid should be right here now. Yeah, you have the correct fluid now. And it should be good to go now. And there it is. Okay. And all I need to do is copy the connectors and the machine, and that's it. That's all I have to copy. None of this has to be copied unless I need more channels. And so as I need channels, that's when I'll start adding more controllers and so on. So it's probably just going to be a really big controller. But that's pretty much how it goes. And then over here, I will connect everything to a centralized output that just feeds back into the storage over here through a dual interface. Another one. Storage bus right here. Storage bus you don't show. And another wireless connector that connects basically from here to there. And I'll show you exactly how that's going to look like. Just like that. It can be any color. And there you go. So now all those items are going to go back to storage. Yes, right. Oh, you need to connect with the, you need power. You can give it an anchor. Right there. And there we go. and like pretty much almost all wireless construction here, right? Just a proof of concept. I'm gonna figure out a way to mass produce this later, but that's kind of the general idea I want to go with. And that should make it a lot more scalable. That's like the most important part of this. Also save a lot of space, because if you think about it, there's not really a lot of space being used here. It's just the wireless connectors here. And one thing I can totally do actually is have one group of machines like this, and then the other one share the wireless connectors on the other side. That way it reduces the amount of wireless connectors that I need. So I'll play around with this off camera. It's going to be a little bit of a sort of thing. And I think what's also going to happen is I'm also going to be sharing this. It's going to be a whole thing. I might even be able to share multiple. It's going to be, I'm going to try to figure out a way to like really cram circuit ass lines. I think that's going to be the next episode. It's going to be an experimental one. We're just going to try different arrangements to really try to cram as many circuit ass lines as possible in the smallest amount of space and expand from there. Okay. But with that said, it's probably a good time to wrap up the episode. And chances are I should be able to set up different recipes here, but then have blocking mode and allow insert same recipe. This way it doesn't try to push things between. And that way I can take I don't have to duplicate the setup for multiple different stuff. They'll all just share it. I'm going to experiment with that as well. Okay. So I think that's the goal for next episode. Because we need a lot of circuits. Because, yes, I do want to craft more fusion reactors, but that's going to be expensive. If I check here, if I want to craft one, it's super expensive. Just the controller. Plus, you know, it's actually usually the coils are the expensive ones. So I also have to set up recipes for this stuff here, and that's not very good. So, yeah, this needs a ton of circuits. So we'll play with circuit assemblers next episode to speed up circuit crafting and hopefully get the fusion reactor finally. But what I will do off camera, the craft I will do, I try to do a craft at the end of the episode every time, is to enable this level maintainer over here. Where is it? This one. Yeah, so I want to try to keep up 10,000 Dyson swarms to get the most power possible. And there we go. So let's go take a look at our power while I'm here. How are you doing? Where's my portable scanner? So this guy has power, but it's absolutely trying to push into my main net. 3.66. I think that went higher. I actually don't know. This guy's consistent 12.9 billion. But I need more power. Oh, hello, birdies and Chuck. I hate to say it. I really appreciate the raid. I don't hate to say that. I mean that where I was actually getting ready to call it a night. But I guess we'll talk about a little bit what I did today. So I got the Dyson Swarm set up. Pretty nice. I even put it at horrors correctly. How's everyone doing? Thanks for the raid, Orange. I appreciate it. But yeah, I set up the Dyson Swarm today. We're getting so far 10 and 12 billion power EU per tick. I recognize that you have to have 10,000 modules into there, but did I break did this break? I might have broken the recipe, and let me check here. But we have that going, and then I'm gonna just set up a bunch of other machines. Next major goal I'm trying to get to is more fusion reactors. But for me to like craft a ton of these coil things, I need to improve my circuit crafting. So this is kind of how we have it set up, but it's not very good. There's a couple of flaws to it that I recognize. So what I'm going to do for next episode, which is going to be tomorrow, I'm going to play a little bit around with wireless connectors, try to find a way to like cram as many circuit as ass lines as possible in the smallest amount of space so that I can really spam them a lot more efficiently and just craft things a lot faster. That's what I'm thinking. And it's getting to the Compact Mark V. And then after that, more DTPFs, because 4 is not enough. I need more of them. Oh man, they're so slow. And then whatever experience I gain from the circuit assembly line setup, I'm also going to copy to ass lines. Need to do that as well, because these guys are also flawed. Yeah. So speaking of circuits here, they kind of got stuck, and I don't know why. Oh, it's because I disconnected this. You're not supposed to go in there. Yeah, okay. I should have disconnected this. Give me 1 second. Disconnect you. Okay. There's gonna be stuff there, but that's fine. I don't really mind. On my GOG run, I had 32 DTPFs. I have 4. It's kind of crazy, the sense of scale, right? Because I'm out here with 4 of them, and I'm like so proud of myself. Like, wait, this is so much. And then I look at another run that has 32 DTPFs, and then you look at the speedrunners that had 127. I think that's the number they had at the end. And it's like, okay, I need more. It's just a numbers game. You want to produce stuff as fast as possible. You just need more machines, and you keep going from there. But it's still like it's still definitely like a. Oh, you only need 16. I had 8 for infinity, 8 for hypogen, 4 spacetime. Oh, okay. I'm probably going to end up having a lot of them to really speed it up. I've learned from other people that like the real way to beat the pack is parallels. You need a lot of machines. It also saves a lot of power if you do it correctly. Yeah, 2 back in 250. I mean, technically, it's entirely possible to beat the pack with only 1 machine of each kind. It's possible, but it's going to take a while. I recognize that. It's all part of the learning process, though, right? And this run has been going on for like 2 years, a little over that, and I'm absolutely could say that I've learned a lot. So I'm going to leave this crafting off camera. We'll leave that going. And again, next episode, I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to play around with this stuff. I'm going to log in tomorrow, check on this craft over here. And if it finishes up, I'm going to craft more proxies and wireless energy hatches as well. Yeah, but we'll go ahead and call it a night here. It's bad timing. I apologize for that, Orange, but I was planning to end the episode here, but I will continue the raid. I really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for the raid as well. What do you mean burning face cam? I've only been doing this for like a month. I'll go ahead and continue the raid. I will say though, guys, keep an eye out on my shamelessly advertise my YouTube here. So yesterday I did do a stream where I played vanilla Minecraft entirely with the piano. So keep an eye out on my channel because I'm going to be editing the VOD. I'll be posting it as well somewhere. And it'll pretty much just like show how I was able to beat it. It was such a fun episode. So just keep an eye out on my YouTube if you want to see more of that. Shenanigans like that. But yeah, I really appreciate the raid. Let's go ahead and continue the stream. We'll say hello to Dusty. Yeah, I'll say hello to Dusty. Never mind, it didn't let me. What happened? Did my stream break? I don't think it let me. I may have to shut off the YouTube side first. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut down YouTube side. So thanks everybody on YouTube for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. I'm trying the whole multi-stream thing. It's probably broken. Whenever I try to raid and I have 2 streams going on, that's probably what's going on. Let's try to raid Dusty. I'm trying to raid. No, it doesn't let me raid Dusty, I guess. Okay, we'll raid someone else. Or maybe it's just one of those cursed days where I just can't raid anybody. I'll say hello to Physio. Yeah, they're also the Beans Enjoyer. I think they were doing the hardcore run. That's right. It looks like they just died since the last time I joined. All right. So yeah, again, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Thanks for everyone for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna do some circuit ass line shenanigans, and hopefully the Dyson Sword modules have improved, so I will get a lot more power. It's actually gonna turn out to be more than 10 times the power I'm generating right now. Huge increase. I love it. Anyways, for now, have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.